Captain Rick Rock TV. Let's get to the content.
All right, let's get to the real content. We're going to do some more content on Nolan Wells. We're not going to stop with the videos that we done so far. We're going to keep this going because I feel like it's important for people to know what's going on, man. This might be a case that gets swept up under the rug if we don't keep the pressure going. Regardless of the views they letting get, they don't want these type of videos, at least on my channel. I know what they want over here. They don't want this type of stuff to go nowhere, but we gonna get it out there because y'all gonna share it and get it out there. Now, Nolan Wells friends, they parents do not like what Nolan Wells parents is doing. They done went and got Al Sharpton and a good lawyer to get to the bottom of this. We gonna need some investigation of our own because we don't think y'all gonna do y'all job. This might get swept up under the rug if it come. Leave it up to y'all. Let's get over here and see what they got to talk about, man. Let's go.
Nolan Wells' family is officially under attack. The white supremacist has apparently finally caught up to this story, and they're making up for their absence, right? They are rapidly going to work to go against this family because apparently any level of sympathy or empathy for Black trauma and Black pain is unacceptable to them. Own white supremacist Alex Rosen took to Twitter to call the Nolan Wells investigation a Nickspiracy. Curtis from Newsbusters and Jason Rentz from News Nation, they're now calling this Nolan Wells investigation a race hustle.
It ain't a race hustle. It ain't a race hustle. We gonna get the people that fit best for the job. That's it. That's all. We know what happened, and I'm pretty sure the parents know what happened, but they don't want this to come out. We know what happened. Everybody know what happened. It don't take a rocket science to figure out what happened. Let's get back to this, man.
So Curtis Hogg wrote, I'm glad Jason Rantz covered the Nolan Wells case and asked the question a lot of us are asking. Why are his parents teaming up with race hustlers Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton to imply, without any evidence thus far, that a gang of white people murdered their son?
That's why they got him. That's why they got him, so they could find out what happened to their son. Yeah, they went, like I said, they went and got the people they feel best for the job. Gonna get the attention, gonna get down to the bottom of it. Let's get back to it.
That's their guilty conscience speaking. Benjamin Crump never said that.
Nope.
Nolan Wells' family never said that. Benjamin Crump is an attorney. Benjamin Crump has been an attorney for decades. If you think Benjamin Crump, an attorney, is going to come out and say, yeah, I think Warren, Wyatt, Eric, and Jax, I think they murdered Nolan Wells. That's not how that works. He's smart.
He's not going to do that. He's going to do an investigation and find out who murdered their son. Nobody said they did it. We have an idea of what happened. We all know what happened. It's just our opinion on what we think happened, but he gonna get down to the bottom of it and find out what happened.
Smarter than that. What Benjamin Crump did say, though, we demand the truth. We demand to know what happened. We demand a full investigation into this, but we don't trust the police in Oceanside is going to do the investigation that's thorough. So we're going to launch our own private investigation. What problem how's it a race hustle if somebody comes in, pay their own money to launch their own private investigation? They have not said, I think Warren killed Nolan. They have not said, I think Eric killed Nolan. They have not said, I think Wyatt killed Nolan. All they said is things are not adding up. Like deleted Snapchat messages or the alleged altercation with Nolan.
The family of Nolan Wells is skeptical of local Mississippi law enforcement. They hired civil rights attorney Ben Crump to conduct an independent investigation into their son's death. During a press conference today with Reverend Al Sharpton and Wells' parents by his side, Crump claimed law enforcement can't be trusted when Black children are killed. This before they even got any substantive details about the investigation.
Oftentimes, when our children are killed in highly questionable situations, that there is this notion that, oh, it was nothing wrong, no foul play, let's just sweep it under the rug. Well, we refuse to sweep it under the rug. We refuse to just let Nolan Wells' death be in vain. We're going to make sure that we get to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
All right. I get it. I'm glad that they standing up for this man's family. But as I'm watching this, at the same time, I wish that we stand up like this when we do it to ourselves too. Now, I know a lot of y'all going, this ain't the time for that. Yes, it is the time for that. We need people like this too. Come on out here and figure out who knocking down some of these teens and youth out here in California in these streets. We need some of that too. Come on now.
They played an audio and a clip of a man saying, we're going to get down to the truth and nothing but the truth. Whatever that truth is, we're going to get down to that truth and we're going to get the answers to a lot of these questions that are unanswered.
That's what scared them. Because they know, oh, they about to go digging, man. Our kid, we're always going to be all bad folks if they find out what really happened.
And we're going to find an answer to a lot of these things that we just don't understand right now. And they say, race hustler, he's race. How? Nolan Wells' family was asked, do they believe this was a race thing? The family was not willing to commit to this being a race thing yet. That shows you their intention. You think these good people said, I wish my son was murdered? You think these good people whose son is already dead is wishing, praying, and hoping that their son went through torment and pain within his death? His death is already bad enough, but you think they are wishing and hoping that their son was tortured and murdered before his death? Are y'all crazy? Clearly not. The father even said, man, he hopes it's not a race thing. They just want answers. How is seeking answers through a private investigation race hustling?
Do you think race might be a factor?
Like my wife said, I don't want to believe that, but it's just it's so many things have happened, and so many things have been swept under the rug. Like I said, Nolan didn't see color. He saw people for who they are, and I used to always tell him, son, you need to go out there close, because everyone is not going to reciprocate that same love that you give. I just want transparency. I just want to know what happened to my son.
Does that sound like race hustling to you?
No, it don't. It sound like his family, they probably feel a certain way, but they know they can't talk how they really want to talk. But they just want to find out what happened to their son. I'm pretty sure they already accepted the fact that they no longer had a son. They just want to find out what happened and hold whoever responsible accountable. That's it.
It doesn't. Now, we on YouTube, like myself, I've said I think Nolan Wells was murdered. I think he was murdered. In my opinion, I think he was murdered. But don't put my opinion on the parents. Don't put my opinion on Benjamin Crump. They've never went as far as to say that. All they've said is we want a proper investigation. We want for things to be looked into. And the fact that y'all are quick to come out and call these people race hustlers and say they're blaming white folks, how are they blaming white folks? They haven't even said who murdered Nolan Wells yet. They haven't even committed to Nolan Wells being murdered. All they said is we want the truth. How does we want the truth turn into an attack on white folks? I don't understand this at all, man. Not one bit. How does we want the truth turn into, they saying he was murdered by a gang of evil white folks? Oh, no.
If it was the other way around, like I said on the last however many videos I did, if it was the other way around, them dudes would still be in jail. They'd still be in jail, man. Still getting asked questions. And we all know that.
No. They're trying to
They would have found videos to prove that they did.
Vilify white folks. Ow! But what's even worse is the Uncle Ruckuses who are joining in with white supremacists to attack Nolan Wells' family and the people who are stepping in to help Nolan Wells. I watched one video where this dude stated that Tyler Perry stepping in to pay for Nolan Wells' funeral is race hustling and making it worse. I couldn't even comprehend that statement, bro. What do you mean making it worse?
So Tyler Perry decided to add fuel to the fire by offering to pay for Nolan's funeral. Of course, everybody understands the narratives that come behind this shit.
Who cares, man, if he want to pay for the funeral? That's what we supposed to do. We so messed up. When somebody try to do a good deed, here they go. He's supposed to do that. We all supposed to look out for each other.
Nigga, what?
Exactly.
What? Yo, some of y'all don't deserve internet access, man. Some of y'all just don't deserve it. These are actual words that came out of somebody's mouth. These are actual words that came out of somebody's mouth. This man says Tyler Perry paying for Nolan Wells' funeral is adding to the fire. How? Nolan Wells, his family are not allowed to call for a private investigation without being called race hustlers. Now, Tyler Perry, who haven't even given a statement on this situation, Tyler Perry hasn't chimed in. Tyler Perry hasn't spoken on the situation. Tyler Perry has not implied or made any type of accusations as y'all claim Nolan Wells' parents are making for asking for an investigation. Tyler Perry simply paid for Nolan Wells' funeral.
As he should.
And they're saying he's race hustling. He's adding to the fire. See what I mean when I say it's not even about nothing they're talking about. It's just simply empathy for black pain is unacceptable. That's it. Tyler Perry has not given a statement, has not said a goddamn thing about anything. Tyler Perry paid for Nolan Wells' funeral because Tyler Perry believes that Nolan Wells' family right now is going to
need help
through a very tough time, and that Nolan Wells deserves a ceremonious going home ceremony. He deserves something great. He deserves his funeral to be paid for. He deserves for his family not to be doing a GoFundMe to bury him and send him off. And they're calling that race hustling. They're saying that is adding to the fire. Who is that adding to the fire for? Who exactly is upset that Nolan Wells is getting a funeral home?
I hope people paying attention to this stuff, man. Like I say, man, it's cool to cover these local jokers, man. He got beat up in the county. He told on this dude last week. Or he's a buster. It's cool to do all that. I know that's what they want us to promote. I know it. But the moment you get to talking about something real, it's like it's a detector on here. Boop. Oh, no. We don't need you talking about that. We ain't going to pay you for that one. Nothing. We ain't going to pay you for that. But they'll let the next one 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 views. But when it comes to this, oh, no. We don't need you pushing this.
Who is upset that Tyler Perry is paying for the funeral so Nolan Wells' family don't got to fundraise and start a GoFundMe and burden themselves with trying to raise money for his untimely death? That's what upsets you guys? That's what's boiling your heart? Like, y'all are some sick human beings, bruh. Y'all are terrible. And this is coming from a black person. This is the shocking part about it. This is coming from somebody who...
It's coming from a YouTube content creator, man. Somebody that's looking for something shocking to get views.
Look like Nolan Wells. Somebody who should be able to identify with Nolan Wells and saying, Tyler Perry is race hustling and adding to the fire for paying for Nolan Wells' funeral. He knows what he's doing. And then he continues to list irrelevant things about Tyler Perry and his motives for his movies as if that has anything to do with Tyler Perry paying for Nolan Wells' funeral, because everyone deserves a funeral.
The white boys did it. The white boys did it. White supremacy. White supremacy. I mean, what more can you expect from a man who literally makes a living off of making trauma movies for black women?
Ah, man, I'm out of here, man. Some of these dudes, man. I get it. I understand what he's doing, man. Y'all go to Poetic Flacco and watch the rest of this. What do y'all think, man? I think we need more coverage on this. A lot of LA content creators. Let's cover a little bit more of this, man. Come on, man. Flacco shouldn't be the only one doing this. I think I seen Spider-Load cover it. Everybody else still talking about WAC 100, still talking about NFA and all that, which is cool. It's cool to talk about them guys, man. But this is something that's more important and nobody is speaking on it. I seen a judge, former Mississippi judge. Let me see if I could get to this one. He even talked about
make sure.
Hold on. Let me see. We're going to see a little bit of this. Former Mississippi judge. Give me 1 second. Former Mississippi judge exposed Nolan Wells case, call out who should be arrested. Let's check out a little bit of this before we get up out of here.
Reporting live from Hypers Club, Fight Plus News, I'm John Abba. Following the latest surrounding the mysterious death of Nolan Wells, a black teen in Mississippi whose body would be found washed ashore after his friends allegedly would leave him on a remote island, a former Mississippi judge is now speaking up and highlighting some key issues he sees with the case. According to former judge, now attorney Carlos Moore, who served in a municipal court in Mississippi for a little over 6 years, someone should have been arrested by now for several different reasons. Moore, who would end up being pushed from the bench after previously speaking out against racial discrimination on social media while serving as a judge, would take to his Facebook page on Friday night for over 30 minutes to air out questionable behavior he sees with how local officials are handling the case from the inside.
It's time out for playing games. It's time to know the truth from someone well versed in it, that has actual experience. I've worn the robe, the black robe, and I've presided over these trials or preliminary hearings, arraignments, and initial appearances. Let's get started. So what do we know? We know, after watching the parents' interview and reviewing tons of footage from social media, recounting interviews and statements of alleged witnesses that were on Horn Island, we know that Nolan Wells went to spend the night on July the 3rd with his so-called friends. And he went with those so-called friends to Horn Island on a boat on July the 4th. We know that out of the 4 people on that boat, 1 did not return home.
All right. And that's a judge. That's a former judge, man. He basically saying that, listen, man, somebody should have been arrested by now. All the stuff we didn't heard, all the evidence that had been presented, all the talk from his parents and the people that was there, we should have had somebody arrested by now. Why nobody is doing their job to investigate? We gonna just leave it as, oh, he just drowned and that's it. Nah. So anyway, man, leave y'all thoughts in the comment section. What do y'all think, man? Subscribe to the channels, Compton Rick Robert, Compton Rick Rock TV. Y'all share this video, man. I'll catch all of y'all on the next one.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, Compton Rick Rock TV. Also, hit that notification bell and catch every video when I drop.